Well, I just came to move the Dunbar herd into their new pasture, and I just discovered something I really don't like. We've worked hard to get this pasture ready, and now there's been something stealing from us, and I'm not happy about it. Hey guys, welcome back to Cross Dunbar's Bison. We're at the lease property. This is the Dunbar herd. We're moving them to a new pasture day. We got to go check fences and make sure it's good to go. And then we're going to let them in there. They're going to be super excited. Come on, let's go. Come on, big boy. Come on. Come on. Hey. Come on, let's go. Let's go get them. Come on, let's go look. Let's go look. Today, we're going to do something that I love doing. We're going to move Bison to a pasture they've never been before. So, of course, we just moved Dunbar over here. He's got his own little herd now, but I'm down here in this pasture. We've been saving it for a long time, mostly for winter forages, and you can see here behind me all of this beautiful, tall native grass. There is, so right here, we've got little blue stem right here. It's actually really tall, little blue stem Indian grass. Tons of side oats grama. This pasture was heavily overgrazed a couple years ago, and I told the owner, Reggie, I said, if you want to work out a deal where we bring the bison over here and you get to see them and I'll manage the land, I said, you've got to get those neighbors' cows off this property. And he did. And about a year and a half later, we brought some animals over here for the first time. And since then, this place has exploded with native grasses. You just give it time, like I always say, and like we learn from, you give it time, those native seeds are sitting there. You don't have to plant them. Let nature do its thing, give it some rest, and this is what happens. Here's some of that native blue stem as well. So we're going to try to move the Dunbar herd in here, and I'm just walking around the perimeter checking the exterior fences, the perimeter fence, to make sure that we're good to go. Hey buddy. So we're just kind of walking through the woods a little bit. The border or the perimeter fence, I say we, this is their dog. Of course, looks like Jackie, probably Jackie's cousin. So all we're doing is walking this perimeter of the lease property and their neighbor, and this patch of woods happens to be in part of this perimeter fence. And that fence just sits on the exterior of this patch of woods. I love seeing all this big blue stem. It's so cool. Pretty. So I'll kind of show you here what it looks like, what I'm walking through. So there's the fence. There's the neighbors. Here's our lease property. That fence runs right here on the edge of these woods. There is actually a lane on the neighbor's side, which is nice. As far as I can tell, the fence is actually in decent shape. It's good. And so it just sits on the side of the woods right there. That cedar's growing into it. Dadgum cedars. But my buddy here, I'm walking around, just checking it, making sure it's all in good shape before we go to let them out. That's all we're doing. They check perimeter fences anyways. That's kind of what they do. So I'm just doing it with him. So there's something I want to show you guys. And this is just being a land steward here. This is not putting or trying to put the neighbors down, but I want to show you a couple of differences here. We talk about We talk about regenerative ag. We talk about grazing management. We talk about stocking rate. We're talking about letting your grasses, letting your soil rest, okay? You can see all the tall blue stem and a lot of natives. So I don't know if you guys can tell the difference here, but this is heavily overgrazed, and this has been rested. Way too many animals for this pasture. This one's been resting for 1.5 years and is ready for getting 5 adult bison and 4 calves. So I've seen some of our pastures have looked like this before, and we've been working over the past 3 years to make it look like this. So very excited and happy to see this. Something else I just noticed when I was standing here filming, you guys see this path here? You're like, well, there hasn't been any bison in here. What is going on here? Well, that's because cows stick their head through fences. Bison do not. Those cows have been sticking their heads through this fence because there's nothing over there and they're trying to get to the good stuff here. You can see all this. It looks like the width of a lawnmower, a push lawnmower, all the way down this fence line because they've been reaching through here trying to get some of those free groceries on this side. Literally. That's crazy. So this is what happens when cattle are hungry. See this gap here? The fence. They pop this down. It should be about right here. And they've pressed on it so much. There's your evidence. They've pushed on it so much they even popped this down. Now this must be tighter. If I had a pair of pliers, I'd move it back up for the people who built the fence. So here's the important thing, guys. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. This is a land management thing that I struggle with, is that, and I went through the overstocking as well. Maybe not this bad, but the thing is when it rains on something like that, they're not capturing any water. It is, well, it's running off and coming into our lease property here. And here, all of this is catching and capturing the water and pulling it down into the soil and hopefully and gradually into the water table. Over there, it's just running off. And so what's happening when you get that runoff is they're going to be losing the top layer of soil. That's what's happening. When you get those downpours or you get a lot of rain and it starts to run off this hill, they're going to lose topsoil. It'll be captured here. There's no soil going anywhere. Okay, think of the Dust Bowl in the 1930s. They plowed it up so much and there was just soil. And there was no rainfall for several years. It was dry. Don't get me wrong, it was dry. But if they'd have had something to keep that soil intact like this compared to that, they can capture and harness all of that water. The other thing too is you want to keep a protective layer over first soil layer. You want to keep a protective layer. If that sun is beating down on direct soil, it's just baking it basically. Your protein, your plant nutrient value is going to go way down. You're not going to have really any value because the grass is so burn up and grow and can't grow. Over here, it's protecting that base layer, and all of these grasses are basically little solar panels taking in that sun, putting the nutrients in the ground, and it's coming up through the soil, and then your animals will eat it. Cattle, bison, whatever it is. So here's another good thing about giving your pastures a break, depending on your management and your goals and stuff. This is so thick. I've been talking about, this is so thick, and there's some thatch in here, which means there's a lot of this dead stuff in here, a lot of organic matter from all the plants, and it's just kind of setting in here. It's just, I mean, it's really dense and thick, right? That would be the thatch. Now there's some Bermuda right there. This is some silver. It's kind of unwanted, but you can see all the tall stuff. There's big blue stem. So what that means is, because we've even given it time for all this grass to grow for grazing, it's also enough now. If we want to do a prescribed burn, we could. So even if the bison came in here, they're going to graze the green first, and then they're going to go to the standing dead, because we're in October now. We're out of the growing season. So 2 things: you're getting grazing out of this, and because we let it stand, we let it set a long time, we got enough for a prescribed burn, which is awesome. Now the real challenge is here. We've got to open this rankety-jankety gate so they can come in here. They're going to have a huge surprise when they come over here and see this is open. I've got to take this off. It needs to be replaced. I mean, let's just look at these old posts. Woo! Just add it to the list. Well, it's open. Well, partly open. Free game. Come on, Bison. Where are they at? Jeez. Just did all this work for you, and now you're not even here to go through it. Well, good thing is they got the gate open. I think it was built in the 1950s. But it's good. Now I just don't know where they are. It was kind of nice because I could walk through the pasture and not have them bother me. Now I need them to go through there. I want to show them, hey, look what you got. Look what you got. But nowhere to be found. Well, I have a hard time finding them. Still don't know where they are. So I had to hop in the truck. Instead of doing it on foot out in the middle of pasture, you have a little herd of bison coming at you. It wouldn't be good. So we're driving out here and see if we can find them real quick. Found them. Hiding in the woods. Woo, come on. There they are. Hey, it's okay, stop. What's up, everybody? Red dog with the hernia. Red dog with a hernia. Cows. And Dunbar. Looking pretty, Dunbar. Hey, y'all follow me, let's go. Woo, come on. Come on, family. Yes, we're driving the Tahoe today. I dropped Brooks off from school and came straight out here. My truck is occupied right now. Come on, woo! So I'm just gonna drive over here. Yes, and you're like, Dusty, you driving the Tahoe through a pasture? Well, I'm only driving through the grazed areas. It's not so bad. Drive over here and hopefully they'll just see it. Obviously, I don't keep cubes in the Tahoe, but it is what it is. We're making it happen, making it work. They're gonna come over here and be real confused, like, why not see you out here? I'm just gonna kind of park next to it and see what they do. Woo, come on. Here they come. Right behind me. Woo, come on. Come on, Dunbar. You guys are on the wrong side of the Tahoe. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just move the Tahoe and they'll see it. Because they're not used to this. I get it. They're like, what are you wanting us to do here? Slightly confused. I understand. If I had cubes, this would be a little easier, but we'll try something else. Still a lot of confusion. We'll see. Hey! What if I just walk through the gate? Come on. Woo! Come on. There we go. Well, that silly cow. Girl, other side of the fence. That's usually what they do. Well, because she didn't come around all the way, that means I'm gonna have to leave. Look at him running. I'll tell you what, there's always just one. Come on, mama. Come here, puppy. She may see it now. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Golly. And Dunbar took off. Those kind of moments like that just make my day. I love seeing them run through a new pasture. That's just one of my highlights of one of the several highlights of raising bison. And there's so many times I've got to say that as we've grown and built fence and cleaned up brush and cut trees down and opened up more grassland pastures for our bison. That's what we're always working towards, is doing all that together with this awesome animal. So off the checklist, into a new pasture. There's still these awesome animals. So I'll leave this gate open. There is a pond where they have access to water. For a little while, I'm going to go ahead and leave it open for their own sake. I could probably lock them up right now, but they'll find their new water source, and if they don't like that one, they can go to another one. Yes, that is a birdhouse right there, by the way, and that is a birdhouse. Random. The owners before our friends had it like to put random birdhouses up. So I want to thank you guys for watching us. We'll see you guys soon. We're going to keep on bison ranching.